Well, hey everybody, it's Barry Kleiman. I posted a video the other day that was I had some quotes from honestly a gentleman who I admire greatly for so many reasons, Bruce Springsteen. A little known fact: my son's middle name is named after Bruce. But I posted it and made it anecdotal to the nonprofit I founded a few years ago, the Fifth Quarter Project, and the premise of the Fifth Quarter Project. Not Bruce; he's pretty well known, whether you like him or not, understood guy. So it wasn't anything to do with him. Although there were people trying to figure out the tie together, but they also got a bunch of notes and inquiries about actually what the Fifth Quarter Project is, and so I wanted to take a little bit of time to tie together exactly what it is, why I founded it, why it might be beneficial to you or somebody you know to potentially participate. It's no fee ever to get involved, but we do ask people to apply. We're looking for a very specific type of ethos. But anyway, so just real quickly, I founded the Fifth Quarter Project because I thought that a subset of people needed hope uh, from uh, where they were coming from, which when I founded it was for former competitive athletes that I thought needed hope as they move forward in the next phase of their lives beyond the playing field or the pool or the gym or whatever it was. And I felt like schools abandoned them. And this is a whole other soapbox. It is factual, and I've experienced it time and again in my life as a coach, and my life as a career development person and an author and all that. But I kept getting calls from coaches, people I knew, college coaches. Hey, Gary, could you help so and so get a job? And so were people who had played in their programs and were not going to go past that level, certainly not to make any significant money or a significant livelihood. Now, there's certainly life after sports, and many people have proven that and used it. One of my dear friends founded an amazing revenue recovery uh, company. He was an all-American doubles player at UC Davis. I was speaking with a gentleman the other night who played in the NFL and is now the treasurer of the NFL Alumni Association Southern California chapter. People do it, but a lot of people, particularly in this day and age, they sell their soul to the devil of the fame and the fortune. And of course, it's one zillionth of a percent of people who actually make it. But then they lost hope, and then they kind of go back and to what they know, which was where they came from and never really paid attention in school, or maybe school didn't address their unique abilities and their unique needs. So, knowing what I know and learned from my life and my career in the search business, I've dealt with people in, oh gosh, every state in the union, a bunch of countries across the world. And again, I coached basketball at many levels, certainly small private schools and large inner city high schools, and you get to see who's more prepared for moving forward. Anyway, so I really wanted to try to level the playing field and access the competitive spirit that people have because you need to compete. I don't care what it is you're doing. And also help them to expose to themselves their unique abilities and then optimize those abilities, beyond hitting a ball or bouncing a ball or shooting a ball or whatever it was. So that was the point. I wanted to help them, expose to themselves their unique abilities, access these things and then optimize them. How could they take what they were good at and, as part of their personalities and thinking and use it to move forward in their lives. Could be back in sports, general manager of a team or a trainer or whatever. So that was the premise of the Fifth Quarter Project. What I tried to impress upon everybody was it takes resilience. And one of the reasons I posted the video I did the other night about Springsteen and being resilient and being grateful for a chance to play is it does take that first. I don't have. I like to think I'm good at what I do. Again, I've done it for many, many years, but you can't make somebody want to compete. You can give them tools, you can give them hope, you can give them hugs, you can mentor them, but ultimately, you know, what is that quote? The teacher, if indeed wise, will lead the student to the doorstep of their own mind. That's essentially what we're trying to do with the fifth quarter project. And again, we don't charge anybody anything. I want to get people in to show them there is another way that is, frankly, more effective than traditional classrooms. And it's not just me. There are many, many people. Life is a great teacher, right? Experience is a great teacher. But I think resilience is the first part. Again, going back to somebody like Bruce Springsteen, who's I just heard has hit records, um, top 10 or 5 hit records in every one of the last 5 decades. Resilience. I admire greatly Rafa Nadal, a tremendously resilient athlete. I admire tremendously Serena Williams, tremendously resilient athlete. It takes resilience. This is what we're trying to tell people, but it may not be in the sport that you played, but still we could take that part of who you are. So standing the test of time to me is kind of the ultimate test. If you can do it with integrity, it's a more scalable model. And so one of the reasons that we ask people to apply to our program, again, no fee, but apply is I want to make sure that we are working with the sort of people with whom I want to work and help, and also explain to them the power of authenticity. None of us are perfect, of course, but to be authentic, to connect genuinely with people, to be the sort of person that you want to be, or the sort of person you want to work with, as opposed to scamming and um, well, being inauthentic. So anyway, standing the test of time to me is the ultimate test. But I believe resilience. But I believe when you do it with integrity and you bring the right sort of people into your life, that you can scale that and scale that, as opposed to having to bring random people into your life every other day because you burn bridges, or they're the wrong people. And again, it doesn't have to be dog eat dog. In fact, it could be collaborative. So this is again what we endeavor to teach in the fifth quarter project. And um, again, it's scholarship only, but that's the ethos we're looking for. Pardon me, I had to pause to get some liquid. Again, perfection escapes us all. I'm not sitting here pretending I'm holier than thou or anything of the like, but the Rafas of the world, the Bruces of the world, their resilience is noteworthy to me, and something that I try to feed off of. My dad, I'm very, very lucky. My dad was a really resilient man. And my brothers and I are very fortunate that he was in our life. But there's energy, and there's enthusiasm, and there's inspiration in many places if you look for it. Again, this is what we're trying to help people understand. Um, we are doing okay, bringing people into the program. I'm very energized by doing it. I do get frustrated because traditional education and the ethos that so many people see, in social media, TikTok, YouTube, influencers, and all that. I'm not knocking any of it, but then there's certain people who not everyone's going to be an influencer, right? But I think that some people get guided and think that that's the only way to be successful. And one more time, what we try to do is bring people in who are committed to themselves and committed to their own ethos and their own integrity, and help them along the way. I've interviewed, gosh, I don't know, dozens and dozens of people, authors, speakers, filmmakers, former CEOs, CFOs, CMOs, people from all walks of life. And I've done podcasts with them. I'm hopefully to do one tomorrow with actually a Philadelphia basketball legend, um, to expose to some of the people who come through our program the words of others, not just me. I'm an old man, right? But I've been able to connect with people who are more than willing to donate their time and their expertise and their messages to help some of the people and hopefully inspire some of the people come through the program. But inspiration is everywhere if you want to look for it, but you just have to believe that you can remain relevant. Um, Resilience, once again, optimizing your unique abilities is it's kind of a cool goal, right? It's kind of a cool goal, um, and it keeps you going, right? It gives you energy, and now it doesn't matter to me what your age is. One of the things that I've learned by building this program, I thought I was doing it, and I was doing it to help other people, and I like to think we're doing a good job of that. But it's helped me enormously. It's the fifth quarter project is my own fifth quarter project. It's given me resilience and energy to kind of keep going and accessing more of my own unique abilities. Please don't ask me to teach math, but the sort of things that I can help people with as far as their ability to communicate and to connect with other people and all in all walks of life and how to migrate through a job search or just any connectivity event. I spoke earlier with a friend of mine today who's going to a pretty high level um, meeting, and I just wrote to him: connect, 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 connect. This is a message that we share constantly in the program. So it helped me understand me that much more. So while you're helping others, you do wind up helping yourself. I don't know what just happened there. Something happened to my screen. Remaining relevant to yourself. Be energized. There's, if you're, um, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, it means you still have a chance to play. What greater gift can any of us have? Build your own fifth quarter, if you will. I mean, write to me. I'm happy to help and talk it through with you. This is obviously something I'm passionate about. I was thinking just a little while ago. I saw back to Springsteen. I saw a segment where he was on with Jimmy Fallon, and he's got a new album out called "Only the Strong Survive." And I thought to myself, well, gee, it's either a simple coincidence or a great irony in the title, and of course the content, because what he did. And again, if you don't like the guy, I get it. I'm not here. I am a fan. But what I really want to say about it is here's a person who's 73 years old, still accessing his own unique abilities. And he took all these old songs. They're all old soul songs, part of my youth, of course. But he repurposed them. He reignited them. He reinvigorated them. He gave them his own voice and his own style. And yeah, he's going to sell albums, and that's great. Dude does not need the money, right? Um, but he did it, of course, for himself, but he did it for us, and he remained relevant in his own mind. And of course, when you have that sort of platform, you're helping so many other people have hope and belief. I remember hearing a long time ago, because none of us know. I have a mastermind group that I join and am part of, and this morning we were talking about, who do we admire, but we also have to recognize that we don't really know their whole lives. Some people you see, you think, well, they're pretty cool, and you don't really know what's going on the other side of the curtain. And again, anecdotal to Bruce, he talks about it. Somebody came up to him and said, I really want to be that guy up there on the stage. And his comment to the person was, so do I, which is to say, it's a persona, but it is a persona that keeps a guy who was clinically depressed, um, had some bad thoughts about his life and himself, and And again, this is this famous guy, right? But he resurrected it. Now I'm always so happy to see this happy family man. Um, Keep reinventing, keep in your own fifth quarter, be your own fifth quarter project. So, again, it was founded to help others. The Fifth Quarter Project use their own, mind their own unique abilities. We help them do it. We help them optimize it by explaining the playing field from with real life perspectives. Um, one more time, it's taught me more than I ever thought that I thought could happen. Not that I have a ton to learn, but that I thought would happen by virtue of building the program. And now, of course, and it was made for a subset of people, former competitive athletes, and now I think it's for any of us. Make your own fifth quarter project. You don't have to join mine, or I'm happy to help, but remain relevant. We're here. We're really pretty lucky, and optimizing it. Um, Only the strong survive, and think about it. And what can you do? One more thing for yourself that gives you energy and um, accesses a part of you that maybe you forgot you could access. Um, do one more thing, and it builds, right? It's energizing. So that was a long-winded example and explanation of where I started with the Fifth Quarter Project. Be resilient. Um, Understand we all have unique abilities regardless of our age. See if you can find them, see if you can optimize them. And again, if you know anybody who wants to participate in our program, I'm not hustling for money because there's no fee to participate in the Fifth Quarter Project. Um, Feel free to write to me. My address will be in the notes. Okay. Long-winded one today. I hope I made sense. It's something, of course, I'm passionate about, and hope to fire up your own passions about yourself and, again, your own fifth quarter. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe.